Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp, $5 met some girls in Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week.
Night of the week.
Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 430. Kush, same color as a Kobe Road jersey. Or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high. Fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on. Ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze you. Oh, let me hold you. Oh, let me squeeze you. Oh, let me hold you. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop in the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. So I arrive at a party at 9. I reside beside Sim. Think on the fly. Time's on our side. But look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin. Let's begin. Hey, you're kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single, Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JCT TV. I'm Papa T. As an opening always, we'd like to give a great big shout out to Big Al, Chief Engineer, and the back making the magic happen that you see, as well as Sky 13 opening the doors so that you can come in. We also want to extend our gratitudes to MNN TV Studios. With that being said, it's another outstanding cast here today. The cast of The Process, as well as the cast of Godly Endeavors with Tratrice Godly and Mr. Cisco. We're going to be covering the issues that surround the subject matter of caring and examination, and see how the Spirit worked with those great minds on the panel today to actually join those two forces. With that being said, I'm going to hop out your way and hope to see you back before the close of the show.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Miss Pat. I'm here with my co-host,
Damien.
and today we're going to talk about caring and examination. Carry on.
Examination or
Caring and examination as it relates to success. I'd like to start the topic off. Can I start the topic off? Is that
Go
okay
ahead.
with you?
Great, definitely.
Okay, wonderful, great. Let's start off with caring. I want to know, are we as a people doing enough of that these days? Caring. I'm talking about like really, sincerely, genuinely caring. Are we doing that? I'm not talking about just caring about ourselves this time. I'm talking about caring about ourselves and others. Or are we just pretending? I'd really like to know. I want to ask you a question, Damien. Say if I had a job, right? And I'm not talking about the job that I'm working right now at the hospital. I'm using an example. I said if I had an employer, right? We all care about each other so much in the workplace. We're doing teamwork because we care about each other so much. So we're doing teamwork. But for some reason, there's a supervisor. And for some reason, she thinks she got grounds of dominion over me. Every single shift, the supervisor is on my heels, harassing me, gang-stalking me, violating all my inalienable rights while I'm on the job. So I make a complaint. But this lady, come to find out after I made a complaint, she's not the only one. I'm not the only one she's been harassing. She's harassing almost everybody in the workplace. Go figure that, but she cares about us all so much, and she's so involved in teamwork. Because, she wants to help the success of the company, so she's going around just like harassing everybody and violating their rights on every shift. So other people complained against her too. Oh my gosh. They found out that no, she's not that caring, and she's not about teamwork, and she's not about helping the country grow or the company or the economy, nothing. She's just all about self. And she's all about bringing others down. Huh? So you got to find out she was involved with another manager on the job. Oh, uh-oh. But they care about each other so much, so now that's a problem. So now they're coming for me, Miss Pat, when I go back to work. Huh? So they care about me so much. And they say, you know what, Miss Pat? Come sit down with us real quick. This ain't even an office, it's an interrogation room. We sitting down in the interrogation room. They like, Miss Pat, you got your kids? I said, yeah, I got some kids. You care about those kids? Yeah, I care about those kids. You know, the man, let's call him a wannabe police because he's not in the capacity of a police officer at that job. So the wannabe police is like, I got some kids too. They're dogs. My wife can't have kids, so we have dogs. Those are our kids. So we care about our dogs like we would care about those kids. I said, okay. I'm like, well, what is this about? Why am I in an interrogation room when I'm supposed to be on the floor doing my job in the workplace where I care about things so much and I'm helping the success of the company? What happened? Huh? I get accused of theft. And then I'm instantly terminated. I can't even prove my case. But I was working in a company that cared about me so much. And they cared about everybody so much. And they cared about teamwork so much that I spoke up for myself and my rights. And it resulted in somebody getting removed that had to be removed. So that you came and you then targeted me and put a false crime on me. Does that sound like caring to you?
No.
And then you cause harm to me and my pockets, trying to teach me a lesson. Oh my God, that was so caring. Thank you so much. Trying to cause harm to my pockets. So what I want to know now is if we care about each other so much, right? And we care about the state of things. We care about the whole world as a grand scale. Why is everybody going out of their way to hurt one another? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Does it make any sense? Does it sound logical? Why are unlawful things being allowed to be done in the workplaces? Why are unlawful things allowed to be done in the schools? Why are unlawful things allowed to be done pretty much everywhere that you wouldn't expect them to be done, even down to the church? That's what I want to know. I want to know, is anybody really serious about showing that they care for themselves and caring for each other and putting in the work, not talking about, oh no, I don't feel like that. That's too much. I don't want to think about the past. Let's focus on what's going on. Well, I got a news flash for you. If you care anything about the present day, you will educate yourself enough to know that the same thing that was going on for centuries is the same thing that's going on now. They just keep on changing whatever they're calling the system. That's it. And changing the people that are running it. We are supposed to be running our own system. We are supposed to be controlling ourselves. I have a ground of dominion over myself. Damien has a ground of dominion over himself. The audience, to each his own, has a ground of dominion over themselves. So we need to start using some caring thoughts towards ourselves and one another in our actions, not just when we're sitting here talking about learning about getting out of the system and learning about the monetary system. But that example I just gave you about somebody being wrongfully terminated without any such evidence. You accused me of theft and you didn't even know. Can I see the video? Oh, no, there's no video. I got proof. Oh, no, we don't want to see the proof. You're just fired and that's it. Oh, nah, I don't think so. I think that they should have did an examination of the evidence, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Nobody's doing an examination of the evidence. What's going on with that? Huh? Even let's say if we bring evidence forth of the fraud, huh? What's going on right now? Is anybody examining it? Really? Are they really examining it? I don't really think so because it's being allowed to continue after people bring it to the surface. And yes, it's been brought to the surface because so many people have got remedy in this process. Many people have sat down with the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, the Secret Service, a whole bunch of different inspector generals. The list is like, it goes on. So yes, these agencies and these officials, they are aware of everything that's going on. People need to just really sit down and take a deeper examination, not only into what's going on in the economy, take an examination into yourself and ask yourself, am I living right? Before you ask other people, are you living right? Everybody want to go point the finger. Look what such and such and such and such is doing. What about what you're doing? What are you doing? Huh? We all have to work together. Huh? We all have to examine what's going on in our own backyard before we work on saving the world. We need to worry about what's going on right here, right now. Starting within you, within yourself. I already did an examination within myself. Did you do one within you?
I did one within myself. I'm a caring, loving person.
Yes, you are.
And I find out that there's a lot of people that does not care about themselves, care about you or the next person. All they do is care about themselves. And that's how that's how we got in the situation we are in now. And
That's accurate.
yes, it starts from way back then, and it's gonna keep continuing on. You know what I'm saying? We don't love ourselves, so we do stuff to ourselves. We either pierce our body, we hurt ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we continue to do it over and over, and we get used to it. We get so used to it that we just cast it on to other people, and we don't realize that we're hurting them. I don't, you know, the situation you was talking about, you know, that's my situation. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, everyone at that place, you know, if I was to go there now, they'd be like, what's going on? What happened? And it's like hard for me to explain to them, like, it's just people that don't care, you know what I'm saying, about life, period, you know what I'm saying? And I would have to be, I was a victim of it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I have a loving heart, caring heart. I'll continue on, you know what I'm saying? You got this process moving on, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you got to look in the mirror and fix yourself. That's it.
That's right.
You have to fix yourself.
That's right. You check yourself before you check anybody else. I check myself every day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm at home studying every day in my room.
You have to. You can't believe what anyone else tell you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they be like, yeah, I heard of that stuff. Well, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're using it on you every day. The stuff that you so-called heard of. You know what I'm saying? You need to actually go open it up and read and see, does this stuff pertain to you? Yeah, it definitely does. You know what I'm saying? You know, we the people versus we persons or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right. And like I said, we all need to just examine deep within ourselves before we try to examine other people and then go off of assumptions and presumptions and try to control or somehow ruin the next person's life, or say, oh, maybe if I did this, this, and that to try to cut off their finances and target their kids, maybe they'll conform. Nobody's conforming. We're standing on our square, and we're going to continue to spread the truth to the masses. So with that being said, until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Peace and love.
Take it over to MNN Studios, and we out.
Well, one of the things I've been working on is a reiteration of Runway the Railway. So it's not a brunch anymore. It's a Wednesday networking event at the Renaissance Hotel on 35th and 7th, and it's right in the heart of the Garment District. So it's, you know, the Thread Lounge. I'm calling it Finding a Common Thread, and it's Runway the Railway. And so we're doing... this time, we do a theme every other week. So this week is a wardrobe workshopping event for a new designer that I've discovered. It's not a new designer that everybody else knows that I was late to the table, but I'm making the best of it, is Alambika. And she's an Israeli designer, and we're going to have a wardrobe with her clothes.
Everybody, this is Shatrice and my boy Jose, and this is J&J Talks. And we are doing...
Wait. This is the special edition birthday celebration. Jertrice Gali in the building.
Right. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're doing it right. We're doing it right and doing it right here at the...
Talked about, or what the topic of the discussion is, talking about love. And when you give somebody a little bit of knowledge, you give them a little bit of attention, that's a way to show love and to teach people, you know what I mean? Because you're only going to teach people you really love. If you don't care about somebody, you want to get out of my face. I don't even want to talk to you. So we put this out there for people that really do want to learn. It's not just another show out there next to cartoons, next to sports, and then us.
Yeah.
Like, we're there for everybody because we all understand the importance of individuals and individuality because it all makes up one body.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch on that, what they were talking about, the individual, like talking about love and where you get your love from, or you should love yourself.
Yep.
But the thing with that is we don't really know, like, you know you, but there's the interpretation of love. We might interpret love different, the way you give love or the way I share love. So I think coming into it with a goal, like, what is this conversation going to go to? Like, how can we, what are we really trying to get out of the conversation?
So I want to go back to what you were saying about the fact of how you actually be able to give love to someone that you know. Now, to be honest, when it comes down to actually giving knowledge to somebody, I'm willing to actually work with someone who I don't know because I see potential. So that's my way of being like, hey, I'm going to give you a shot. I want to see if you can be able to do a simple A and B. If you do simple A and B, that means you are worth my time. Otherwise, I'll just, keep it moving. I mean, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Yeah. But if it seems like you're not, actually willing to do something because I was willing to actually help you out, then I just gotta, keep it moving.
Right.
Go further on and be able to take care of myself. But in the meantime, if there is somebody who actually needs my help, I'm willing to actually still help them out.
I hear that. It's protecting your energy too. You don't, your knowledge or what you bring to the table is energy. You're bringing some sort of energy.
Yeah.
So if you give it to somebody who don't care about it, or like, you're just gonna step on your words like it don't mean nothing, gonna hurt me in the end. So I see it in, like, what I meant by the interpretation of it. People express their love differently. A lot of people do that test, you can call it, of, let me throw this one to him. If he bites on that one, I'm like, all right, maybe you're paying attention. I could give you some more.
Hi, what's going on? This is Godly Endeavors with Yatrice Godly, my man here, Francisco. And today's topic is caring and examination. Now, we all know about what caring is. We all know what examination is, but how they actually come together is the fact of you having to care, but at the same time having to examine how we care and how to process caring when it comes to success. And to me, is having to examine and process things that you actually care about for you to actually be able to proceed and to go forth in your journey to achieving your goals. And how about you, Francisco?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you for tuning in. So, how caring applies to examination. Well, to care, you have to have feeling to care. And then depending on your feelings and your emotions, that would tie to how you're going to react that pertains to the situation, if you even care at all. And to determine what cares is what's important to you. Because we all make mistakes. We all go through trial and live life happy, healthy, successful, and safe. Safety, especially nowadays, with all the different things going on. But when we make mistakes, that also even ties with my quote I got. We gotta unlearn to relearn, as they say, to relearn, as it shows in my shirt. Because that's when you admit that knowing how you're wrong and how you're going to make it better, because you're a better person tomorrow than you are today. Because there's always room for improvement. So that's how the caring and examination would apply to success, as long as you're willing to show improvement. But that'll be on you how you want to go about it. But what else is new with that?
So when it comes down to it, naturally, we care. And when it comes down to something in physical form, it is natural as a human being. So there could be someone that actually collapsed on the floor, or someone who actually needs help. You naturally react. Doesn't matter whether you know them or not. It's a natural thing because it's a characteristic that we all have for us to be able to do so. But when it comes down to caring, people tend to actually not understand the fact that there's separation. where there's someone who you actually know and there's someone who you don't know. So it's okay for you to actually be like, hey, I don't really care about that person because I don't know who they are, don't know anything about them or stuff like that. But when it comes down to being in danger or needing help, it's a different factor because it's a natural ability. It's something that we all carry, so it's automatic.
Good point. But now to add to that, the tricky part is, like it says in the commercial, if you see something, say something. Like in your example with the person on the ground. However, so you automatically call 911 or something. Okay, true, do what you got to do. But at the same time, here's where it gets contradicting. Because depending what part of town and who's involved, they may be like, hey, yo, you should have never did that. You should have just kept it moving, not to be rude, but, mind your business, right? Because sometimes it is better off doing that, depending on the situation. But because you don't know what you're walking into, that's why it's always good to just take basic precaution. And if you still want to do something in a situation like that, just you see something, walk away, but then still, call 911 without no one knowing or whatever, and you still did your part, depending on the situation. Because there's so many different scenarios, it could go so many different ways. Because you want to do your part, but you also want to stay out of trouble. So when it boils down to caring, you got to make sure you know how you're handling the problem, and is it going to make a difference? Because you can't just do something and think it's going to work out when it probably isn't.
But are you really actually staying? Or is it really you really staying out of trouble, or is it the fact that you just didn't want to be a part of it, but at the same time you feel guilty for not doing anything?
Right. That's when it goes back to critical thinking and judgment skills, depending on your judgment and how you want to apply to it. Because what I could care about could be another form of caring what you care about. We both care, but we have our own way of doing things. So we just got to communicate and then come up with a solution. But sometimes you may not be able to have time to communicate. You got to just react fast. And depending on the situation, they may be able to understand. That's not always the case, but you got to analyze it before you react.
Oh, because to me, it's more like I can actually go ahead and help that person. They don't know me. I can know everything from their name to what it is to their medical issue, right. But I can actually just be able to walk away after I'm done because they won't have a clue of who I am. Just happen to be a senior citizen. But it doesn't, but that's only if it leads up to that factor, like you said, if it comes down to the fact of I might be in the wrong, where the person might be like, oh, you shouldn't have, I shouldn't have, okay, then that means you want it to happen. You want it for a reason. Right. Or the fact that maybe you didn't want that type of attention.
Right. Okay, but at the same time, say if that ever happened to me, I'd just be like, excuse me, well, I'm still technically a mandated reporter, not to get anyone in trouble, but if it's something serious, I could be a held accomplice too for not saying something if it's that severe. So that's for your own protection too, because that's how it gets contradicting. So that's still another form of caring it through the examination. So when it really boils down to it, aside from your own safety, it's just a matter of doing the right thing, knowing right from wrong. Because again, we all want happy, safe lives. We all want to live our lives while walking into a store thinking something's going to happen. But at the same time, you're also the responsibility for everybody around you. Because if not, you could still be a held accomplice. Because again, it's like we all want things, but people are so eager to be negative because of entitlement, egotisticalness, and back in our previous discussions. These are things that go 20, 30 years down the road. But at the same time, it takes maturity to actually step up to the plate and really take proper action, stick to the script, not do nothing extra, and just be on your way. But make sure you do your part as a citizen to be on point. And that's all you have to do, like a law-abiding citizen, to show that you care. And that's it. You don't got to do nothing else. But, after you do that part, because you also got to take care of yourself going forward.
Now, like you said, there's rights and wrongs, and I noticed that when it comes down to that, it's plain and clear, but at the same time, it ends up being a catch-22 gray area too, and you end up having to try to understand and realize that you're in situations where it's like, hey, I actually really know that this person, like say the workplace, I know that this person is capable of doing this and this and this, have all of these positives, but then there's only a couple of negatives. I mean, there was a time that we had to let someone go because of a situation where the person was not doing their part. And on top of it, try to cover it up and realize, oh, I did not know that this was happening. I did not know that that was happening. So then it's like, now you're going to tell the real story. But at the end, you end up having to lose out because you didn't follow procedure, especially for the fact that you knew better.
Right, so with that being said, I'm going to make this quick. So again, it's a judgment issue. You just got to decipher right from wrong, whether you're a quick thinker or you cut to the chase. But either way, it all goes back to judgment and critical thinking skills. So with that being said, we're ended there, folks. So that's the difference between examination and caring as it applies to success. When you prioritize, you'll be successful.
And we're bringing it back to Papa T. So
back to Papa T.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the process. As in always, they're dynamic and equating economics into the various standings and planes and levels of existence. We hope you enjoyed that last segment there with Jertrice Ghali and Mr. Cisco. And we hope you enjoyed the footage that we allowed you to view over from M&N TV Studios. With that being said, never to keep it dry, but keep it exciting. We're going to jump out the way and look forward to seeing you back here, same time, same place, next time. Success awaits us. Keep it coming.